grappling edge to the champion, Gafurov.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. 5 rounds of 5 minutes for the one featherweight world championship. Our 3 judges scoring this bout at cage side are Ian Cartwright from Canada, Joey Lepiten from the Philippines, and Aziz Ilyas from Malaysia. And now, introducing first, out of the blue corner, he is a brace featherweight champion, standing at 173 centimeters tall, holding a record of 8 wins and 1 loss. Representing KMA Top Team from Australia. Give it up for your challenger, Martin, the Situ-Asian Nguyen. And now, introducing his opponent out of the red corner. He is a freestyle martial artist, standing at 175 centimeters tall, holding a perfect record of 15 wins. Representing Team Makakala from Russia, presenting to you the defending and reigning 1 featherweight world champion. He is Marat Cobra Gafurov. And when the action begins, your referee in charge, Mr. Yuki Shimada.
This is title shot. 5 minutes, 5 rounds. No headbutt change, no head throwing, no real defense. Free fight. Touch gloves.
Final instructions from Yuji Shimada. Gafurov says it'll be the same the first time they battle. He'll tap him out in the first round via rear naked.
True to his word so far, his defense in the grappling area has been stellar against that rear naked choke, Michael.
Nguyen shrugs him off.
Nice fight.
The chin a little high here on Gafurov. Now he puts the hands up. Can Nguyen capitalize? Maybe the jab to the overhand right. It's a bread and butter combination for the Aussie. And there it is! Ah, the big gavage is good night! Irene! Martin-Nguyen shocks the world! Martin-Nguyen shocks the world! Martin-Nguyen shocks the world! He's the one champion! My word! It's the biggest upset we've seen! The unstoppable has been stopped! And Gafurov walks out of the cage! Walks straight out of the cage! Gafurov doesn't know where he is! Gafurov doesn't know where he is! And Martin-Nguyen is in ecstasy! Martin-Nguyen just shocked the world!
Michael Cervello, you called it. Jab to the overhand right. Puts Gafurov away, and we have a new featherweight world champion.
You could see it there. Gafurov was right for the picket. It's going to be the go-daddy knockout of the night. My word, Martin-Nguyen did the unthinkable. He beat Marat Gafurov. He knocked him out. It's the go-daddy knockout of the night. No doubt about it. Lock, stock, and smoking right hand.
There's a lot of controversy going on in the cage. Gafurov stormed out. He's sitting on the edge of the cage right now, but you can very clearly see that overhand right put him to sleep, and he was out.
Martin-Nguyen said he'd shock the world. He said, nobody believes me, but believe me, it's going to happen. I'll pick him apart with the jab. I'll thread the overhand right. That's exactly what he did to win the championship here tonight. History in the making. The belt goes back to Sydney. It belongs to Martin-Nguyen, to Australia, and to Vietnam. Just phenomenal scenes inside Stadium Nagara. For all of our TV audience watching in Vietnam on HTV, you've got to be going crazy. You've got to be celebrating in your living room or in the bar, wherever you're watching. Rich Franklin with our one championship ring girls. We're all blown away here by what we've seen. No one has come close to beating Gafarov, and Nguyen absolutely knocked him onto the astral plane.
Ladies and gentlemen, your referee, Yuji Shimada, has put a stop to this fight after 1 minute and 27 seconds in the second round for your winner by way of knockout and new one featherweight world champion, Martin-Nguyen.
Amazing scenes here in Kuala Lumpur. Gafarov is nowhere to be seen still. He raged out of the cage and disappeared. He was so upset. And this man deserves all the accolades. Martin-Nguyen dedicated this contest to his late father. He looks up towards the sky. No doubt he's thinking about his dad right now, because that one is for his old man. What a moment for Martin-Nguyen, for his team, for his family, his supporters, and the two countries he represents, Australia and Vietnam. And now he's about to breathe some fire with the drag.
Malaysia, I am here with the new one world featherweight champion, Martin-Nguyen! We're covered in gold and silver, but the most important gold is a ring in your hands. You said it was your destiny. You said it was fate. How do you feel right now? Take it in. It's your moment.
I just wanted to dedicate this fight not only to Malaysia for being so welcoming and having such a beautiful country. This one was for my dad. He was the sole inspiration out of this whole camp. I'm mentally broke. The boys kept me together. I kept turning back to my dad. And I mean, this is the one thing I wanted to do in front of his eyes. Unfortunately, couldn't be here today. I know he's watching over me.
The story of this fight has got to be that beautiful overhand right. It was landing over and over again. Did you see something? Was there something going on during the action that caused you to believe? Look at that, beautifully timed overhand right.
Man, I'm telling you, I've got a deadly overhand right, but that's not my only weapon. When you throw a lazy jab like that, be expecting to cop one. Hats off to Murat for giving me this opportunity. I know the first round, guys, I felt like I got dominated. I'm a slow starter, and I got told off throughout the whole fight camp for being a slow starter. But thank you for all the boys, the KMA top team. You guys are legends. All 15 of you guys traveling out to see this moment and witness this moment. What a people out.
China against Australia.
Ladies and gentlemen, this next fight is 3 rounds of 5 minutes in the One Championship Featherweight Division, and it's brought to you by City of Dreams, world-class destination. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, this man is the One Featherweight Beijing Tournament 2014 champion, standing at 170 centimeters tall, holding a professional MMA record of 5 wins, 2 losses, representing K1 Gym, fighting out of Tianjin, China. Give it up for Li Kai-wen! And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. He is a brace featherweight champion, standing at 173 centimeters tall, holding a professional MMA record of 5 wins, 1 loss. Representing KMA top team, fighting out of Sydney, Australia, he is Martin, the Situ-Asian Nguyen! When his battle begins, your referee in charge, Olivier Coste.
Hi guys. Watch out for headbutt, low blows, back of the head and spine. As you know, no foot stomp to the head. Don't grab the fence. Follow my command all the time. Defend yourself for a little time. Touch grab if you want. Back your corner.
This fight is brought to you by City of Dreams world-class destination.
Judge, time. Ready?
Both men
Ready?
tattooed across the chest and down one arm. That could be where the similarities end. Look at the low stance that Nguyen has. Ready to spring into action. That's a very unorthodox beginning. I haven't seen that from him before. Takes a kick to the leg and a right hand from the Chinese fighter.
Both these fighters have been saying all week how they want to apply pressure and just come forward, and they're both just slamming into each other.
And Nguyen goes down. Tremendous punch from the Chinese man. They are so well matched, these two. What an entertaining brawl.
What a chin on Martin-Nguyen to take that shot.
Second time he's shown a great deal of resilience to these hard punches.
That punch echoed around the stadium as Lee Kai-Wen attempts to go for a Kimura, possibly. He's got kind of a chicken wing there. Just kind of soften him up, Nguyen, with the big body shots there, just thumping on Lee Kai-Wen's body. Yeah, he can use this time now to just recover. If he was hurt from that big punch by Lee Kai-Wen, Nguyen can just sort of gain his composure and just recover fully if he is hurt.
Lee is bleeding from the nose, no doubt from some of the tremendous punching exchanges that these two have got themselves involved in.
Yeah, I think it was that first uppercut, Steve.
Yeah, will often do damage to a nose and uppercut.
Both these fighters are showing a huge heart and big chin to take shots like that.
We've seen some tremendous punching. Two super uppercuts from Nguyen and a sparkling left hook from Lee. Will they be taking a breather on the deck here, Mitch, or is this just as hard work, only slightly different?
Man, after that shot...
Oh, the kick to the head. Technical ground kick, number 2 comes in. Number 3. Oh, and the left hand there.
Big left hand.
Clean, and another one. And Lee's in trouble.
Oh, now he's jumping all over it. Looks like the break is over and the rear naked choke is sunk in. He doesn't have the hooks in, so the leverage isn't there, but he can still finish from this. Oh, he chooses to let it go and just kind of control the back. He's got to work on that position before he attempts the submission. That is an amazing 4 minutes of action here.
The good news is there's still 50 seconds to go in this round if it goes that far, and we've got 2 5-minute rounds after this. It's a great contest.
You can see now he's got one hook in, and he's just choosing to do damage as he slides that second hook in. Now he's in a really good position to unload.
6 right-hand punches in a row coming through. Nguyen on top, literally.
Flattened out, and Nguyen is unloading on him.
Olivier Coste is looking closely.
Lee Kai-Wen has got to move. He's got
It's over. The punches came in unanswered. Martin-Nguyen extends his record to 6-1, 3-1 in the One Championship cage, and Lee Kai-Wen, who's impressed us so well, finds himself on the losing end in this organization for the very first time. What a fight and what a win. Lee Kai-Wen with the takedown there, but we saw some tremendous punches. Rich Franklin is alongside me as Mitch Chilson goes into the cage to get an interview with our winner. That was entertaining stuff, Rich.
Well, you know what? I'm so glad that that didn't go to the round break, because I didn't want to have to actually score that. I mean, like, Lee Kai-Wen took control early, did a bunch of damage, and then, you know, Martin just comes back after he gets dropped and then just does a tremendous amount of damage on the ground, with especially that right hand that landed at the end. And I just, once he sunk in that sub, I'm like, if he doesn't get this, it's a near submission, and it's basically a dead even fight at this point in time.
So you're off the hook judging-wise. That's great news. But this is mixed martial arts in the true sense of the phrase. I mean, we saw takedowns, kicking, punching, tremendous. No one would say that Martin-Nguyen isn't a young man, but he's 9 years older than his opponent tonight. Nguyen against Lee. Brought to you by Fairtex. Be inspired.
Just time. Ready? Ready? Fight!
Watch out for the fast start from Christian Lee. It's very much his signature. He doesn't hang about.
Changing stance by Christian Lee, rather. He's actually slowed down quite a bit. He's kind of understanding composure and how to be relaxed, but he can explode at any minute. And a big right hand landed by Martin-Nguyen.
Really cuffed him, didn't he? Got a clean shot in there. By far the biggest step up for Christian Lee is what Martin-Nguyen represents. And Christian got back in with a left hand there that also caught his opponent fairly cleanly. So a good punch each from these men in the opening seconds.
That overhand right is real dangerous for Nguyen because Christian kind of keeps his posture really high and his head looks like it's really elevated, so he doesn't kind of tuck the chin in. So he's susceptible to that overhand right from Martin-Nguyen.
It's Lee very much in pursuit mode, as we thought it might be.
Nice catch there on the kick, spins around, takes control, and this is where Martin-Nguyen wants to get this fight. He wants to make it dirty, he wants to make it gritty, and he likes to drag these fights down to the ground. Trying to signal a big takedown, but Christian pops right back up.
He did so well to land on his feet there. Looked for a moment as if he'd be landing on his head. Christian Lee hasn't seen an opponent like this in the One Championship cage, and that was a good right hand. And it sent Nguyen stumbling, and Nguyen's in trouble. And Lee just follows up. Nguyen will pounce on this. This could be his opportunity. Gets in close, that head is exposed to possible knees. Lee bounces back up, but he goes back down again. He's certainly shaken up.
Christian's hurt, Steve. Christian's hurt. Big left hook landed by Nguyen, started this onslaught, and Nguyen is jumping all over it.
Could already be the Fun 88 fight of the night, this one. You just cannot take your eyes off it.
Just kind of got him in a guillotine here, sort of a modified choke.
Oh, it looks very clean as well.
He's kind of lacing his hand around his bicep.
I'm not sure how he's getting through this.
Christian's fighting, he might be out, Steve, he's
out.
I think he is, it's finished. Martin-Nguyen has finished it.
Wow, what a shot.
Oh my Lord, Steve. Martin-Nguyen just shook up the world with a first round submission of Christian Lee.
I tell you what though, Christian Lee's hands were free, but there was no way he was going to tap out. He was going to stay there until the very end, and it took some affirmative action from our referee Olivier Coste to send this one into a conclusion. What a contest this was while it started. No way you can remove your eyes from this one. That was a huge left hand from Martin-Nguyen. And credit to Christian Lee, he bounced up so many times from clean, destructive punches. And this was a very, very clean chokehold indeed, right underneath the chin. To Christian Lee's credit that he managed to hold on and stumble forward as he did. There was no way he was tapping out, that's just not in his nature. And thank goodness, Olivier Coste was on hand and very alert. Well, Martin-Nguyen has just jumped outside of the cage, only to go straight back in to pick up the Australian flag, bring that into the cage and parade it around with great pride.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Olivier Coste calls a halt to this battle at 4 minutes 30 seconds of round number 1. For your winner, by submission, via guillotine choke, Martin, the Situ-Asian.
Be in for a good old-fashioned slugfest. Nguyen training out of Hard Knocks, Onglan Sung, TL Tang in his corner tonight. Chadamba, so much strength, so much power. If he puts Martin-Nguyen on his back, Chadamba's got those meat hooks, those massive anvils of fists that can rain down punches in the ground and pound.
Like how again opened up with that lower leg kick. Start the movement of Jadamba. Jadamba likes to plant that lead leg and then start throwing wide-angled shots. He doesn't really throw a lot of linear punches. He throws a lot of hooks, a lot of uppercuts, a lot of overhand rights. And I like how Nguyen's immediately starting to attack that lower leg because Jadamba can't plant off that lead leg.
Look out for the overhand right of Martin-Nguyen. It's the bread and butter punch. Like I say, bread and vegetable punch of the Australian. He used it to win the featherweight title from the seemingly unstoppable Marin Gafarov. And then he used it to knock out Edward Folayang to win the World Lightweight Championship. And he timed it, threaded to the forehead of Jadamba tonight. Long-reaching jab from the champion. Jadamba, the former world champion. Swings low, does Nguyen. Nguyen says he's never trained as hard as he did over in Florida with Henry Hooft and Ong La and Tiao Tang. Front kick there from the champion. Jadamba, who's been itching, who's been waiting for this opportunity, this chance to get back into contention, to get another tilt at the strap. He wants more around that muscular waist.
Martin's starting to touch Jadamba very slowly, very methodically. You start to see what's landing, what's not. But what's landing right now is that lower leg kick. He's hit him a few times in the head, and that left hand of Jadamba is slowly starting to drop. And I think Martin sees it just like I do, and he's gonna start to throw that overhand right.
Jab from Nguyen. Just seeing, as Mitch said, what Jadamba has to offer. Overhand right there from the former world champion. Drift back to center circle. Jab again from Nguyen. High kick from Nguyen.
Jadamba's also being very cautious. He's not being reckless at all. He's slowly
goes downstairs. You see,
that one hurt Jadamba.
Jadamba's left leg is hurt. And Nguyen's going on. Hugest kabosh! It's good night, Irene! He did what he said he'd do! He knocked out Jadamba!
Wow, the lower leg kick, this time from Nguyen, hurt Jadamba. Jadamba picked up the leg, was off balance. Martin-Nguyen takes flight and KOs Jadamba again! What an incredible knockout finish to defend his belt here in Manila, Philippines. Wow.
The Australian does the unthinkable. He knocks out Martin-Nguyen Jadamba. But look at the respect. Look at the martial arts code of honor. The integrity. Martin-Nguyen gets down on his knees and pays respect to this Mongolian legend. Martin-Nguyen just knocked out Jadamba. This is amazing. The left hand, the leg softened up by now. The jab avoids the overhand right. Slams the leg again. Legs in the air. Boom! Smack bang to the kisser. And Jadamba was astral traveling. An amazing main event brought to you by Grab. Let's go to Tom Lapp.
To present the belt for this match, we have from Grab Regional Brand Marketing, Mr. Mark Leong, and Head of Driver Engagement from Grab Philippines, Beth Chicote. And now, ladies and gentlemen, your referee, Mr. Olivier Coste, has called a stop to this contest after 1 minute and 7 seconds in the second round for your winner by way of knockout and still one featherweight world champion, Martin-Nguyen.
He's the highlight reel knockout king of one championship, and you've seen why. Martin-Nguyen does it again.
Touch though if you want, back your corner.
The intensity of the champion, Edward Folayang. He could beat the sun in a staring contest. A sellout crowd
Right, judge.
inside the Mall of Asia
Judge,
Arena.
time.
For
Ready?
the first time ever,
Ready?
champion versus champion. Brought to you by GoDaddy. Knock out a website in under an hour. Set for 5 rounds.
You can see the size difference of these two. You definitely know that Martin-Nguyen is a featherweight, while the landslide is a very big lightweight.
The size of the traps and Falayan. They should have their own postal code. And look out for Martin-Nguyen to set the jab overhand right. It was the undoing of Marat Gafarov. Probing jabs here from the Aussie. Looking for a cutting side kick from Falayan. How difficult will it be for Nguyen to take someone this much larger than him down to the canvas?
You've got to wonder, will his power carry over at a bigger division? Will he still have the same impact from that hand grenade of a right hand that he's so used to throwing? He relied on it in every single one of his matches so far, but is it his only weapon? I can't wait to see him unveil new dimensions in his game.
And how will Nguyen handle the power of Edward Falayan? If Falayan touches him with that right hand, how will Nguyen stand up to it? You can bet that Nguyen's never been hit in competition by someone the strength and size of Edward Falayan. Jab from the champ.
Falayan is just hurling those tree trunk-sized legs at Nguyen's body, attacking the legs, attacking the midsection, and eventually he's gonna go after the head.
Fari Salievsky in the corner of Nguyen, a very cerebral can. They said they worked on speed. They know they've got the disadvantage in weight. The advantage in speed, they believe, makes up for that shortfall. And still a filling out contest with 2 minutes down in the opening round. Martin cuts off the cage. Falayan not overextending, being very cautious here. He knows the capability in the overhand right of Martin-Nguyen. Cutting side kick to the lead thigh from Falayan. Nguyen cuts off the cage again, controlling the center, Falayan on the outside. Spinning back kick there from Nguyen. Oh, spinning heel kick from Falayan, and that had some muscle behind it.
Falayan didn't really adjust his stance. He still has that probing left hand that's circling down by his hip, waiting to come out with that jab. And Martin-Nguyen's known for that right hand of his where it comes over the top. You think Falayan would like to keep his hand a little bit closer to his chin, just like he's doing right now. As Martin-Nguyen approaches that boxing distance, look for Falayan to keep his hand a little bit closer to his chin to protect that big right hand.
Nguyen gauging his distance, pulling with the left to set for the right. That's the power hand of Martin-Nguyen. Big slinging outside leg kick from Falayan. Sellout crowd inside this massive arena, all on the edge of their seats here. And firmly behind the world's lightweight champion, Edward Falayan of the Philippines. Nguyen edges forward. Falayan staying very loose, very relaxed. Fakes and feints here from Nguyen. Are you surprised by the tentative start from these two strikers here, Mitch?
Not at all, because of how dangerous each one of these athletes is. They can close the night with one big shot, so you have to be careful. You cannot jump in or expose yourself wildly and take any big risks. You've got to be calculated. This is the biggest championship match we've ever had.
And look at this, Nguyen dropping his hands, offering his chin, turning back into the midsection from Falayan. And Nguyen fakes that overhand right, as Gilson calls it, that hand grenade. Switching stance here, Falayan. Now, Nguyen moves in for the first clinch of the contest. Falayan throws a short knee. A battle of strength now, who will prevail? Knees from Falayan, digs in the right hand. Another knee to the left waist of Nguyen. Nguyen trying to press the lightweight champion back against the fence. Look at the side there of the left leg of the champion. Well, they're both champions. Competing for Falayan's belt. Oh, the high kick from Falayan! Tries to loop the shin around the back of the neck. Double underhooks here from Martin. And just paws him off. Folayan goes head-hunting again. The power now coming through on Edward Folayan's salvos.
Nguyen seems very concerned with his hair. Beautifully timed leg kick again by Folayan.
Folayan establishing his power. Here in the second round, we are set for 5. First time ever in one championship history. Champion versus champion. The featherweight champion, Nguyen. Oh, the big smash! It's Martin-Nguyen! Martin-Nguyen shocks the world! My word! Folayan's out cold! My word! Folayan's out cold! Martin-Nguyen shocks the world again! Oh my! Silence in Manila! Mouth agape, silence! Nobody in this sold-out arena can believe it! Martin-Nguyen! That right hand again shocks the planet!
Caught Folayan in mid-spin with a right. Was that a right hand? Beautifully timed, right on the button. He did it again!
Mitch, I am shocked by what we just saw. Are you mouth agape staring at your television going, what just happened? Martin-Nguyen from Sydney, Australia shocked the entire world again. Knocked out Edward Folayan with that overhand right. Folayan opened the fridge, he was out cold.
Caught him mid-spin with the hand grenade. Chavello.
Unbelievable scenes. Let's go to Dominic Lau.
To present the medal for this match, we have Andrew Lowe, Chief Revenue Officer of GoDaddy. Ladies and gentlemen, your referee, Mr. Olivier Coste, has put a stop to this contest after 2 minutes and 20 seconds in the second round. For your winner, by way of knockout, the reigning one featherweight world champion and new one lightweight world champion, Martin-Nguyen.
Can you believe it? President of One Championship, Chatri Sitchatong, presents 2 champions.
When we break down their strikes, or we see a slight edge is going to go to Martin-Nguyen. Grappling, they're very close, but cage control goes to Yokota.
Ladies and gentlemen, this next fight is 3 rounds of 5 minutes in a one championship featherweight bout, and is brought to you by Burger King. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He is a brace featherweight champion, standing at 173 centimeters tall, holding a professional MMA record of 7 wins and 1 loss. Representing KMA Top Team and fighting out of Sydney, Australia. Put your hands together for Martin, the Situ-Asian Nguyen. And now, introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. This man is a deep featherweight champion, standing at 173 centimeters tall, holding a professional MMA record of 25 wins, 6 losses, and 3 draws. Fighting out of Chiba, Japan, he is Katsunori Yokota! And when the action begins, your referee in charge, Mr. Olivier Coste.
Alright guys, watch out for headbutt, low blow, back of the head and spine. This is my corner turn, defend yourself at all time. Touch guard if you want, and back your corner.
Olivier Coste overseeing this one. Yokota against Nguyen is brought to you by Burger King. 3 5-minute rounds. Judges score the contest in its entirety, not stanza by stanza. This one should be a good one. A very distinct possibility of a title challenge sometime in 2017 for the winner. Big prize on offer. Some might say a whopper.
Both fighters want nothing more than to get back to that title shot. And that was a Burger King reference there from Steve Dawson. But we're seeing a nice relaxed style from Yokota. His nickname is Hage Haya, which means fast baldy.
Which is fantastic, isn't it?
By
It's a great
his
nickname.
teammates. But we could have a battle of the best nicknames here between the Situ-Asian, Martin-Nguyen, and Fast Baldy.
I've got to give it to Fast Baldy, I'm afraid. But Nguyen has an awful lot to offer above and beyond nicknames here. In comes that flying teep kick from Yokota. And Nguyen was alert enough to back away from that and the follow-up punches. You can see he's cocking that right leg, Yokota, all the time, just looking to do something with it.
Nguyen has told me that he wants to be a little bit more patient in this fight. He kind of lets emotions take over and he rushes in and he makes a little bit of mistakes sometimes. So he wants to be a little more patient and he really wants to be relaxed and composed in at least the first round of this fight.
Just as Yokota came in, Nguyen's overhand right looked to land. Caught quite a bit of glove, I think. That's how focused he is and how sharp the 27-year-old is.
We saw some of previous Nguyen's fights. He's got a big overhand right, and you can see the way Yokota is kind of inching his chin out there. He's not really keeping his chin tucked, and he just got caught right there by a right hand. So he's got to keep that chin a little bit down because Nguyen's got a powerful right hand.
He's throwing it, he's faking it. It's going to be the dominant weapon in these early moments anyway. There it is again, countering the left jab. It came over the top of the jab. And Yokota will have had a good view of that already. Let's see what he's going to do about it. The way Nguyen beat Christian Lee, who had such a lot of attention, and deservedly so, it was something of a destruction. And really raised his profile at the back end of a very, very substantial 14 months for this Australian fighter, the Situ-Asian.
You can see how composed and relaxed Yokota is. He's threatening that foot. He's really kind of lifting that back leg up to sort of threaten that rear leg push kick.
That overhand right is genuinely overhand, isn't it? The elbow is actually higher than the glove when it lands.
Yeah, Martin-Nguyen throws a beautiful right hand, like he's throwing a baseball almost with that right hand. But in the way Yokota's got his hands down and his chin out, that's like, it plays perfectly into that weapon of Nguyen's. Lots of feints, though, coming from Yokota.
Yeah, there are a lot.
So you can see that it's kind of affected Martin, like he doesn't really know exactly what's coming from Yokota.
He wants that right leg, doesn't he? Oh, there's a big overhand right counter punch. And he's certainly hurt, and Olivier Coste jumps in, and Martin-Nguyen has done it again. And this is another enormous scalp for the Australian. And it can't be very long before we see him in a rematch with Marot Gafarov, taking the plaudits of the fans. What a performance, and fair to say, Mitch, that when it came, we were all a little bit stunned.
I wasn't stunned at all, Steve, because that was actually, I couldn't have scripted it better. The way Yokota had his chin out, his hands down, Martin was stepping it in, he landed it twice before. He set it up perfectly to connect with a big right hand, drop Yokota, and then jumped all over him. Here it is again. Oh! You see Yokota drop the hands, and then Martin-Nguyen just swarms all over him, and Olivier Coste jumps in to save the day. Beautiful technique from Martin-Nguyen.
Wasn't quite the overhand that we spoke of before. It had that little bit of a hook to it from the side, didn't it? But absolutely perfectly executed. And Martin-Nguyen goes from strength to strength to strength to strength. 14 months, 4 big wins. What an upturn in his career. Here's Dom Lau with the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, your referee, Olivier Coste, has put a stop to this fight after 3 minutes and 36 seconds in the first round. For your winner, by way of referee stoppage due to strikes, Martin-Nguyen!
Yokota drops to 25-7-3. Martin